Which speak? Not particular. अरे वही है रे. Yeah, so Frank. और तू कपल नहीं देख रहा क्या? फिर उसका अलावा कुछ आएगा? थोड़ा सा very sincere about the comments.
सर क्या हो स्पेस थोड़ा सा
क्या
स्पेस थोड़ा सा
differential equation में ठीक है very good. Guys, we'll do that homogeneous thing. Or bro said what time is that? Upload for 5 o'clock.
4:30.
Hey, that girl ultimate boy is.
So not party on this video.
Party yeah. What party that?
Party.
Very young place.
Yeah.
What's the case? Simply. Simply.
Yeah, simply. Saturday night, right?
Oh. Okay, Madani.
क्या सर
All your boys over.
Yeah, my cousins came over. So they have a thing.
You have the thing at home, right?
Pot. Yeah.
Who sets it up? You set it up.
Yeah.
Madani.
क्या दो कुछ करो
Huh?
तो करो
What row gets the flavors now, bro?
Flavors. So yesterday full thing happened. So you know one thing what happened? My brother, okay, 2:30 in the night, he told me, you go to JNC Road. Because like there's a flavor shop there, near that Empire. So then after me and Arif, okay, we both went. 2:30 in the night, full cold it was. As soon as we went, we saw all the shops are closed and there are only policemen there. So then he's like, go to Empire, that like only the shutter will be like little bit open it will be. We went. So I was like, listen, you send me money, I'll go get. So then after that we went, he got what 2 flavors. One is plain freeze and one is orange. So, yeah. So then as soon as we bought, people are telling, run, policemen are coming, run fast. So basically there's a lodge down in Empire. So me and Arif, we ran into the lodge. And we started sitting in the restaurant and pretending that we were going to eat something. And then I asked him to send me money. He's like, my account is not working. Like, my server is down. So I asked him, send that money to Arif's account. He sent it to Arif's account. He's not able to send the money to me. Nearly some 10-15 minutes we were hiding, you know, like people are like, run fast, or to lathi charge on us. Then later it got transferred.
Yeah, that thing they were talking about.
Sir, literally that guy who's coming and he's standing in front of the shop.
How much is the flavor?
Flavor one is 170.
What's the name? Okay, heading homogeneous. Okay. The other day, when it comes to differential equation, we've solved that IF factor. All those things are important. Same like that, homogeneous is also important. But remember, any question based on homogeneous, you'll have to remember this word, uniform. Okay, because that's the literal meaning of homogeneous. But most important thing about homogeneous equations are, even you're supposed to keep one specific uniform order of trying to perform things. So what do I mean by that? First step for all the homogeneous questions will look a certain way. Second step a certain way. Third step a certain way. So this is more like, you know, trying to follow a pattern. There's nothing to think here. Okay. So if you learn one or two questions about the pattern, okay, best example I'll give you. If you're writing a letter, your content will obviously change from letter to letter, but the way it looks, the way the use of words for like form a letter, it's almost the same. Like, respected sir, with that subject, with that, you know, to, from, address, and all those things. So make sure you guys learn one or two questions properly to get the order right. Once you get the order right, things are very simple here. But when it comes to your board exam, make sure you guys attempt this question. It only looks difficult, but in terms of solving it, very, very, very simple because it follows a pattern. Cool. So first question, right?
So for how many marks?
This one, 3 marks. 3 markers sometimes, 5 markers depending on the question, 3 or 5. But majority 3 marks. Yeah, copy this. Okay, let's go step by step. Step number one, because the question says, heading homogeneous written, no? So I'll tell you how this question will be asked. It says, they print this question and they'll be like, show that the given differential equation is homogeneous and solve it. Okay, you will always have the word homogeneous, and step number one is, this is exactly how it is printed. Can you find the answer for dy by dx here? Left hand side do we have dy, right hand side do we have dx. So I am telling you, find the answer for dy by dx. So what do? You send the dy by dx on one side. To counter this, what do? X square plus y square was as it is, divided by x square plus x square. See, even I want to stop here, but once I get the dy by dx form, then I realize on my right hand side, guys, only observe this part. On my right hand side, don't you think there's something being repeated twice? What letter? X square. So left hand side has not changed. You take x square outside. Then what remains on the numerator? 1 second. 1 plus y square. Whole thing divided by, what is it? If I take x square in the denominator, 1 plus xy. So can I take off the x square? I'll take it off. So now what remains? 1 plus y square divided by 1 plus xy. Left hand side, no change. Dy by dx. Okay. Now if you observe here again, there's one more thing getting repeated on top. What is it? Y. Okay. If I take y common, will it be of any use? At this point of time, there's nothing. There's no use. So we will stop here. But I will show you one more way as to how to convert this. But for now, copy this. Since copy in the sense you do it. Get dy by dx one side. Check if something is common and cancel that. Oh yeah. Will be y by x. Hey guys, one mistake I'm mentioning. Same thing on top also. Wait, 1 second. We've not taken the common things properly. Check here again. Okay, listen. Okay, this is the formula. Here and here, denominator you take x square outside. Oh, sorry, x outside. X square outside. Why am I taking x square outside? Because that is something which got repeated on top. Okay. Now what will remain? 1 will remain. Out of xy, you took x square outside. Agree? X and x square gets cancelled. What remains? Y by x. That's the thing. Now, you take x square common in the numerator. Think and tell me what will remain inside the bracket. 1 plus y square by x square. No. Correct? No. I'll tell you how. Now multiply x square throughout the bracket. X square into 1, x square plus as it is. Y square by x square into x square gets cancelled. Y square remains. Whether the thing is works, take the things common out properly. 1 plus y square by x square. Now cancel. Once you cancel, rewrite the final step again. Telling dy by dx equals 1 plus y square by x square divided by 1 plus y by x. Okay, I'll give you one more hint. You won't believe one thing. Not almost every question, every other question in differential equation, in the first step, you will be getting something as a function of y by x. I'll tell you what I mean. After cancelling the x square and the x square, on top, 1 by, guys, can I write y square by x square as y by x the whole square? Okay, no? Divided by 1 plus y by x. Fine. Just now I told you, no? Especially step number 1 of differential equation, it will always be a function of y by x. What is the meaning of function of y by x? On my right hand side, there will be some sort of y by x being used. Is it being used here? That's it. Which means it is correct. Now, this is again a uniform kind of question. Now, I'm not trying to promise you that it will always be y by x the whole square on top and only y by x on top. I'm just trying to promise you that end of the first step, if the answer will be a function of y by x. Check the y by x. If it is working, done. Now, step number 2 depends completely on step number 1, especially in this aspect. We realize that y by x will always get repeated. Therefore, we'll assume the y by x to be some other letter. Usually it is v. Okay? Because the first step is a function of. Now, obviously I tell you, if your first step does not have any kind of y by x, okay, it should have first of all. If it is not having y by x, you'll have to go and recheck the steps. For example, we had taken something wrong here, so we rechanged it. We got the answer as y by x, which means I'm correct. Only if you're getting y by x as your answer, that is when you'll be able to proceed to step 2, because step 2 is pure and pure trying to talk about only y by x equals u. Okay, so once we're done with the first step, highlight that part and write. Now this is actually not required, this is for you guys. Function of y by x is required. Check. It is there. Done. Box that, and below that you'll write assume y by x equals v. Okay. Now listen. I just now told you differential equation step number 2 depends completely on step number 1. Now I have assumed the y by x to be v. Okay, but this, even though that's the form I write y equals v dot x. I just crisscross. Now why am I doing it? Because look at the box part. On your left hand side, on the top part, what letter is being used? Y. Correct? Here, that's the reason as to why I'm trying to make it separate. Okay. Now, y equals v into x is there. To this specific box thing, I'll write one small statement. I'll write differentiate. I'm talking only about the box with respect to x. Okay, what am I doing? Differentiating or integrating. Once you differentiate y equals v into x, left hand side becomes what? Dy by dx. Matching? That's exactly what I wanted. So dy by dx matched. No problem here. Right hand side, think and tell me, we have two things, and between both the things we have a dot, which means multiplication. How do we differentiate? Any set of rules should we apply? Obviously product rule. Product rule says what? First term as it is, dot. Differentiate the second term. If you differentiate x with respect to x, 1, ignore. Then what sign in between? Plus. Second term as it is, differentiate the first term with respect to x. It becomes dv by dx. You know here? Now if you see, this specific step number 2, I'm not yet done. This specific step number 2, every question is supposed to show it. Reason? Because step number 1 will always be a function of y by x. So you have to assume something. Once you assume something, you have to crisscross. Once you crisscross, you got to differentiate. Once you differentiate, you got to write the answer. So this step will get repeated in almost all the questions of differential equations based on homogeneous. Any doubt here? No. And this is also called a standard step. This is not standard, but this answer is always expected. Nothing will change here. Cool? So copy this. I want the sentence there. Differentiate with respect to x. You should not forget to write that in exam as well. Done? Once you get this form, make sure you guys box that form as well. Cool? Now, if you look at the question carefully, till now we'll have two box forms. Check your book. Agree? And in both the cases, what is the left hand side? Correct? Which means, since my left hand sides are equal, can I equate my right hand sides? Yeah. Now, so I'll write both of them, but remember, step number 1 is always a function of y by x. Don't write, listen. So in this case, dy by dx answer is x plus, v plus x dot dv by dx, don't write, listen, equals. I'll have to write the RHS of this. 1 plus y by x is there. If I write y by x, I know I'm gonna get stuck. The reason is because in this answer, this is the most recent step. Do I have any y by x here? Not there. So if I write y by x, I'm gonna get stuck. Now think, is there any alternative form of writing y by x? That's all. We have this, we have v. So I write 1 plus v square divided by 1 plus v. Fine. Now just don't think like differentiation, think like regular algebra. So which letter do you think is dominant in this case? V. Okay. And don't you think the only differentiated form is only so much? So I'll separate that. X dot dv by dx. I'm doing algebra. 1 plus v square by 1 plus v remains as it is. Now think and tell me the plus v that side comes this side becomes minus v. Left hand side at this point of time you can't think about that so much. Ignore it. Right hand side, currently I can see two parts. I'll equate them by taking LCM. 1 plus v remains as it is. 1 plus v square minus, what do we do? V into 1 plus v. V into 1 is v. Sine. You note there. Left hand side, no change. X dot dv by dx. Now right hand side on top, one gets cancelled. V square. Perfect. What remains? 1 minus v by 1 plus v dot x dot dv by dx. I have a question. On this slide, any sort of homogeneous differential equation concept being used or only algebra being used? Only algebra. So step number 1 is also algebra. Think properly. What is this? Instead of crisscross, take common things outside and write the function in terms of x. Okay. Step number 1 is again algebra. Step number 2 is where we actually apply differentiation. We get the answer. We equate both of them again to solve it by using algebra. So out of 3 steps, you've done 2 steps of algebra and one step of differentiation. Now see what I'm going to do. I'll try to, okay, copy it here. Okay, next step, what's going to happen here is, we'll have to crisscross and, write them together in terms of 2 different things. So we write them.
Studying today or
whatever I said. 2 videos based on and 2 based on only the 2.
Sir, she's given some mirror equation for 5 marks.
But I still feel mirror equation won't come as derivation. Yeah. Okay, it's done. Now again algebra. See, in fact, I think the last one step only will be integrating it. But again, now see, I'll discuss wantedly. Don't write. Slightly confusing step. This is okay, but the next step is slightly confusing. Focus. Keep the x as it is. Wanted to open brackets. 1 plus v dot dv equals 1 minus v dot dx. Any doubt here? No. I have a question. Dx is on my right hand side. So the x also has to be on my right hand side. No, it's currently on the left hand side. So I know that the placement of x is okay, but it is not placed correctly. Fine. Now, same question. We have dv on my left hand side, which means all the v answers should be on the left hand side, but have an extra v here. So again, it's there. It has to be placed again. So now think what I'm going to do. I'll be trying to segregate them properly. I'll keep the 1 plus v as it is because I want it there. Along with this, I also want the 1 minus v. I'll again crisscross. So here also I crisscrossed. Here also I'm going to crisscross. So this 1 minus v comes to the denominator. It out there. Why am I doing it? Because I'm trying to separate the v's and the x's. Dot dv. Done. Now, this got used, this also got used up. Dx is left on the right hand side. Fine. Now I'm supposed to bring x and make them mean. Now when this x comes to RHS, it becomes. Before going to the next step, again please cross check. Left hand side pure v's, right hand side pure x's, correct? Now we have dv, we also have dx. Now you tell me, what step is better to perform right now? Is it better to perform integration or differentiation? Because I have dv, you'll always want v. You have dx, I obviously want x. So smaller thing is becoming a bigger thing. I'm supposed to integrate. So you put the symbol now on both the pieces. Correct? So step number 2, differentiation. Step number 4, integration. So the even numbers there. 1 and 3 is algebra. 2 and 4, 2 is differentiation, 4 is integration. Copy. But see, I had an opportunity of putting the symbol right here. It was not yet in the proper form. We got to get in the proper form and then do it. The symbol. Okay, now is the crucial step. You're supposed to remember this. Right hand side, I think everybody knows the answer. That's because that's the formula. What is integration of 1 by x dot dx? Log x. Plus c, I'll write. We'll do that. But left hand side, how do we solve? It's a problem. Okay. Integration of 1 plus b by 1 minus b. So listen. Can we call that both the denominator and the numerator are 99% similar? Okay? The only change is the sign. Okay. So if this is the case, what can be done is, easy way to tell you, 1 minus b, keep it as it is. Write 1. I copied this from the top. Okay? To the existing thing, to the existing numerator, you will add and subtract 1. Okay? Why? Usually that helps you to match the denominator. So what am I trying to do? I am trying to match the denominator. What's the path to it? By adding plus 1 and subtracting minus 1. Okay. So this is what I did extra. This was, I copied from the question. In that question there was something else. What was it? V. I'll do it. Now see as to how it works. Again, what is my agenda here? I'm trying to match the denominators or match both the things. Now the symbol remains as it is. The denominator, no change. Careful. What's the answer for 1 plus 1? 2. Now listen. There are remaining 2 parts. One is minus 1 and plus 3. Both of them, I wanted to take minus outside. In the sense, I take minus common. I'll use brackets. If I take minus common, inside the bracket, 1 remains. Minus into what gives you a plus? Minus what remains? V remains. Just now I told you what was the agenda. In order to make the denominator and the numerator the same. Could I make it the same here? Yes. Any doubt there? This is the agenda, this is the path. Okay? Now, there's one more path of doing it. Try to directly write the missing letters. But the problem is nothing was missing there. Only the sign problem was there. Okay. For example, if only 1 by 1 plus x was there, we'll have to write plus x minus x and try to do something like. But a lot of things are getting repeated here. Only the sign was the problem. Therefore, you also tend to play with the sign using the plus or minus one. Get out here. But don't you think the right hand side already we know the answer as log x? Correct? Now I have a question. Observe this part properly. Okay, properly. I wanted to use brackets there. Fine. At this point of time, on the numerator, how many parts do we have? Only two parts. One is the number, one is the bracket. Denominator, obviously, it's only one part together. Agree? So, common sense. Don't you think I'm supposed to distribute the denominator to both the parts on top? I'll do that. So it looks like this. 2 divided by 1 minus 3. What's the number there? Minus.
Okay, what did become less? Because it is minus now.
Yeah, minus will be combinative. Yeah.
No, the minus at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took minus common.
So when the minus comes out, it becomes less common.
Hey, how would I become? Minus into common. Minus 1 was there. So 1 was remaining. One more thing for that. Open the bracket. Minus into minus 1, minus 1, minus into bracket. Okay. So minus 1 minus 3 by 1 minus 3 equals log x. Observe the step. Any doubt here? No. Again, if you observe, step number 4, I started applying the integration symbol, I agree. But once I do that, don't you think I am still, this part only I applied a formula. The left hand side I'm still simplifying it, correct? Now, out of two parts, one part can get cancelled. What part? And one thing I missed here, cylinder. Agree? So, and TV also belongs to both the parts. You put a TV there, you also put a TV there. Okay? Right hand side, absolutely nothing to change. Left hand side, the second part. Can we cancel something? Check. Good. The 1 minus 2, 1 minus 3 goes after it. Agree? What will remain? 1. What is the integration of 1 with respect to v? Think. Integration of 1 with respect to x is x. With respect to v, so second answer is minus v. After integrating. Equals. Agree? What is rule number 1 of differentiation or integration? We take the constants along with the signs outside. In the first part, you take something outside. If you take 2 outside, what remains? 1 by 1 minus v dot dv. In the next step, the will get answer. Right out here. Got it? Copy. Done. What I say? Guys, but remember this. I was trying to match the denominator. The path to that was adding and subtracting minus 1. Obvious. Always बता सकते हैं. None. Guys, integration of 1 by x was log x. Integration of 1 by something will be log something. But the way where should we be careful? Write the two as it is. Integration of this will be log of 1 minus v. Why should you be careful is because before the letter, what sign is there? 1, which means what is the coefficient of v? Minus 1. That coefficient will come in the denominator. You guys remember this, no? You always keep doing that. Don't forget that step, okay? So we'll do that. Minus v as it is equals log x. This is my raw answer. Okay, it is not polished yet. Fine, it is correct. It's a raw answer, but you note that. Now, why am I using the word raw answer? Because check your question for a second. The main question. Check. Is there any v getting involved? Your main question. No. We only have what and what? X and y. So right now, I do not want any v's. First of all, this step is correct. This minus is kind of annoying, so I'll put it on top, directly right off. I'll write minus 2 dot log, open brackets, 1 minus, instead of v, what can we write? What have we assumed? Y by x. Minus equals log x plus c has to be there. Then,
follow the 3.6. 16. Sir, they keep changing 2 times inverse timetable. Sorry, they're changing.
Nana, see, technically you can stop here, but the log is there. Okay, so you can go one more step. Now, if you want to go one more step, what can you do? After the log, can you see a bracket there? You can take LCM. Okay, and the number before the log always becomes the number, always becomes the power later. So the number becomes the power. All those things you guys can do, but this is your answer. Okay. Now, once again, under homogeneous, we have two kinds of questions. One is general equation, the other one is a particular equation. Particular equation meaning, the other day also we told, they'll exactly ask you to find the answer for C. Here they're not asking. If they want to ask, you suppose you have no choice, you'll have to continue for 2 more steps. But as a whole, if you see, we've gone for 3 slides. But where and all have you applied differentiation? You applied here, you got a product rule. Algebra full, that's it, algebra. Here, only the marked part is integration that is supposed to be remembered. Apart from that, any other thing is there. We're trying to separate the v's with the x's, and all you guys know. And here I'm trying to match the sign that you guys don't know. Okay. Now we separate again here. Here, this is the only place where we apply the formula of integration. Again, it's not that difficult because you already know something. 1 by something is 1 log something. Any doubt here? It only is big in terms of length, but actually very simple to prove. Okay. Now this is what we saw as a general thing. Please make sure you guys write plus c on the right side, or else it's wrong. Plus c has to be there. Now is the answer for plus c required in this question? Not required because it's a general thing. They'll ask you find the answer for c and all those things. Only then you'll go 2 more steps. What do? Again, you take LCM and all these algebra things and get the answer for c. Right? Next question. You don't get? No. But the first slide thing will remain the constant step for almost all the questions. You take the y by x common, then you take v, then you do stuff like that. Okay? And please remember the meaning of y dash, nothing but dy by dx. Okay? This is the question. Second question. Y dash equals x plus y whole thing divided by x. They've given the word homogeneous there. So step number 1 is dedicated to getting the form in terms of y by x. You do whatever you guys know to get the answer. But first step, make sure you guys replace that y dash with what? Dy by dx. So write that. Now on the right side, the denominator thing, can we split it into, can we split it into both the parts? Do that. So right now dy by dx will become x by x plus y by x, correct? X and x gets cancelled. What's the final form for channel 1? 1 plus y by x. Left hand side? Yeah, box that. So can we tell that we are getting the first step in the form of y by x? Function of y by x? Yes. If that is true, step number 2 we go. What do we do? Assume what? Equals? Yeah, write that. Assume v equal y by x. So, okay, step number 2, we focus more on differentiating or integrating. Write that. I skip one step in between, direct I'm writing answer. Then assume guys, in the second step, if you're not writing the word differentiate with respect to x, they won't give you marks. You should write it. Differentiate with respect to x. So then only it becomes dy by dx equals v plus okay. This also is an answer. Now both the boxed answers, left hand side is dv by dx. So what do? We equate the left hand sides. So we write v plus x dot dv by dx equals 1 plus y by x. Agree? Delta 1 can be fixed here. Take off the y by x, write it as v. This is easy question, bro. I'll tell you why. On the left hand side and the right hand side, we have one common repeating letter. What is it? V. Cancel it off. C plus V goes off. Okay. What is remaining? X dot dv by dx equals 1. Now solve that. Let's see how we solve. You can't solve directly what I'm telling you right now because the dv is there. It's annoying there. X dot dv by dx equals 1. I'm supposed to make sure that only x and dx are together and separate the dv. So what do? I'll keep the dv as it is. Okay. Listen. This dx will go to the right hand side, will go and settle on top. Agree? Countering that, this x also will follow. Why? Because x and x. When this x comes to the right hand side, it goes and settles where? 1 by x. Okay, now I'll ask you a question. Listen. I'll ask you a question. This is the form, nothing wrong here. At this point of time, I'm supposed to perform what? Integration. You put that symbol on both the cases. So, left hand side, you tell me the answer. If you integrate dv, you get. That's all. Right hand side, if you integrate 1 by x with respect to x, log x plus. Agree? Now, that's your raw answer. Why was the word raw? Because in my main question, we didn't have the letter v. So instead of v, what else do we write? Y by x equals log x plus c. Correct? This was. This is enough actually, but one more thing we do. This again here also they only asked general solution. So even if you stop here, you will get full marks. Okay, yeah. simple, but again, length is there. But it's simple. Follow the same steps. Arey. Careful with the signs. calculate some step. Could you tell me the I'll tell you. Tell me the answers for the first dy by dx. I'll skip all the steps that I said. Are you getting the answer in terms of y by x? Okay, Milra. Vrinda, Mata. Listen. What is bro? This should be the answer. Obviously, the next dy by dx we know. V plus x dot dv by dx. So automatically the third step will be equating it. So it will be v plus x dot dv by dx 1 plus v by all these things I got. We will crisscross separate them. If you separate them, all the v's and the dv's one side check, all the x and the dx one side correct. Okay, tell me the left hand side answer after separating them. 1 minus v by 1 plus v square. Check guys. Dot dv equals 1 by x dot. Got this? You know? No. Now, perfect form, perfect time to integrate. This will be because of step now. Denominator 1 plus v square is the whole thing. Can we split them to both the parts of the numerator? Whenever you guys get stuck, now do this. It will always work. Okay. So integration of 1 by 1 plus v square minus integration of v by 1 plus v square equals log x plus c. Agree? You note here. Dot dv dot dv. First one, formula. Tan inverse. 1 by 1 plus x square is tan inverse x. This will be tan inverse v. Minus. Listen. Here how do you solve? Substitution method. Perfect. What do we do for substitution? 1 plus v square as t. Now where should this be shown? It should be shown. You are doing all this on your left side. Left side. No. 100% there will be little space on the right side. Use that space and write that thing. Okay. So t will be equal to 1 plus v square. So next dt will be equal to what? 2v. But we only want v. So I'll write half dt equals v. Okay, yeah. Something wrong here. V dot dv, no, but same thing only. So dv. Somewhere mistake I made. Let's check there. 1 plus v square. Basically, it has to be v here. But that's the logic. You guys know the logic. I've just interchanged the letters there. Correct. Oh, either dt type dv and yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. So v dot dv is nothing but half dt. I'll take the half as it is. Now, what remains? Integration of v dot dv is dt by t. No, t equals what is the answer? Log t. Tan inverse v minus half log. What's the t? Equals plus c. This is my raw form. It's not complete. What should we do? That's all. Replace all the v's by.
So yeah, how do you get 1 minus v by 1 plus v square?
Or Amazon? 1 minus v by 1 plus v square. I think if you move only you get this plus. I'm not getting it.
I didn't do it.
Which step?
I did that like after different.
No, if you crisscross, you'll get the answer.
Bring this side. No, first you bring b this side. Minus v, take LCM. You'll get 1 plus v minus v square. Plus v and minus v gets cancelled. So you are left with 1
No, no, correct it.
No, sir. It is 1 minus b square.
Bottom. No, under this one.
Inside.
तुझे क्या मिला रे? नहीं मिला क्या?
ये मार.
Settle it.
So you get 1 plus b square by 1 minus b, and then setting the 1 minus b, you put it on the denominator, and 1 plus b square, you get it on the.
And spell it weird. Next time, just replace the wheels, that's all. Nothing like that. Done. Ready? Worry? Done. Next question. That check in all the questions. The C has to be there. The substitution method towards your right side. If it is required. That's 2xy dot dy. same answer, But the same answer there. Something which you get, right? What's the first answer for divided by dx? The signs are kind of confusing.
That is the first answer I'm saying.
Oh. Okay, that's right. Okay, no problem. We just divide the thing. Like, I mean, split it into both of them. The answer. Yeah, and then that's it. Okay. What are you guys getting now? Plus 2y plus 1. Now, basically, I want dy by dx. So, obviously, I'll keep the dy part on the left side. Okay. Shift the other ones. Kya wale? So, it becomes 2xy dot dy equals minus of the brackets. That's careful. The bracket becomes minus x square plus y square if I open it. Okay. Dot. You guys got this? So now I want dy as it is. I'll send that dx to the denominator. What's on top? Minus x square plus y square is on top. The denominator has 2x square. Top two parts, bottom one part. We'll split the thing into both the parts. Okay. So it becomes minus of x square by 2xy plus y square by 2xy. Check what enough can get cancelled. X and x, y and y. Okay. What remains? Minus x square by x by 2y. X by 2y plus not in the form. Okay, now wait. Array, wait, listen. On top, take x separately. What remains? Minus 1 plus only. Yeah. Plus y square by. Got this. Again, take x square outside. Now, why am I taking x square outside? So that it gets cancelled. What will remain? The 2 will remain. The y will remain. But when you're writing the second time, make sure you guys write it in your own order. Meaning, the one which you are comfortable with. Listen, I'm not comfortable with the minus 1 being at the beginning. So what do? Can I write the second part first? Because that's a plus anyway. So I'll write y by x the whole square. Then minus 1 divided by 2 into. First answer done. Second answer, you will know.
So I took 2xy dy on the right.
Why? We want dy by dx only. If you take on the right side, same only.
I got the minus in the denominator.
will answer. Then the next part of the question, can we, are you guys getting this? V plus x dot dv by dx equals v square minus 1 by 2v. Getting this? Next word. Shift. वो इंटीग्रेशन वाला स्टेप मिला वो बोल इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ अभी वो सेपरेट क्या कर रहा है ना सेपरेट किया x and y x and b together b together हाँ क्या मिला 2v हाँ वही डिनोमिनेटर में कुछ नहीं है क्या कैसा है रे होना चाहिए ये मिला पता नहीं ये मिला इतना इतना क्या है प्लस बी है माइनस ठीक है लेफ्ट हैंड से x डॉट dv by dx ऑलमोस्ट डन क्या है डिनोमिनेटर 2v v square minus 1 minus 2v into v 2v square x dot dv by dx इसका आंसर क्या है v square minus 2v square minus v square minus कौन लगा v square plus 1 समझना है क्या कैसा बोल इसका आंसर माइनस v square है माइनस नहीं लिया फॉर्म प्लस 1 by 2v left hand side no change okay I'll give you a shortcut guys listen again 2v instead of trying to crisscross twice no left hand side only just flip it like this listen flip it x becomes dot this becomes dx by dv I only will write dx dv is where denominator it goes and sits where on the right side now since I flipped the left side Also flip the minus as it is. The 2b goes on top. Divided by b square plus 1. Directly with answers. That's what I meant. Like anyways you will crisscross twice. Instead of doing that, I'll identify. Okay? For that? For that? So that will be a step. This is your integrating step basically. Now what do we do? Log x. And one more thing, listen up. If you don't want this minus, put it that side. No problem. That's what I meant. Lenny, if you don't want the minus here, put it that side, becomes a minus log x. No problem. If you wish. Equals minus. Guys, what's this answer? Nah. 2, yeah. Problem.
So we have to take 2 out.
So
b by...
b is there on top. Tan is what? 1 on top. Got it? No. Base. Listen. Substitution method, which means the answer will be log something. Log v square plus 1. Another thing, no? So it will be log of...
So 1 by 2.
Why 1 by 2? Okay.
After you differentiate,
So final answer is only log, no? So another thing,
Yes.
we have already a 2 there. If 2 is not there, 1 by 2. Alright, in the previous case, see, 2 is missing. Therefore, 1 by 2. In this case, we have the 2. Therefore, okay. Because you know what I put a plus c in the side. Okay. Then, now what can be done? Shift everything to one side if you want to, or else this also only is fine. Yeah. If you want to shift, see the thing is I'm trying to think about the minus here, that's all. So it will become log x plus log of b square plus 1 plus c equals 0 it becomes. No problem. Now we have the answer for v, substitute. Hey, 1 second, wait. Look at the, we have, okay. Now, you can also leave here, if you want to go one more step ahead, what can you do is, log m plus log n, log m plus log n, log m into n. So you can write log of b square plus 1 into x and shit like that. If you want to write, you write, or else you can stop here also. If you're stopping here, you're going to replace the v square with what? Y by x, and that will be your answer. Got homogeneous? This only is homogeneous. More of algebra. Alright, and 4 done. Those are the most repeated ones. I'll give you one more. Raise the moment. But I want to get try this. Little complicated this is. Little. And today go home and don't solve any questions based on integration. Only go through all the types. I'm talking about multiple types and multiple types of multiple formulae. Only sit and practice the formulae. If, for example, those 14 formulae, then if it is integration by parts, what do we do? If it is integration by substitution, what do we do? And anything else, just go through the formulae. Maybe spend like 1 hour today, revise that once today, and then solve this question. Homogeneous only. this class. We'll start with okay, continue.
Sir.
What? Flat.